your exclusive 7 Storm Team forecast.
Good evening, everybody. A little murky out there on the Sleep Tight weather cam this evening. We have some fog, we have some low clouds, we have temperatures in the 30s right around the freezing mark, and we're looking for some freezing rain to develop later on after midnight and spread northward across the region. Currently, here is the setup as far as what to expect this weekend. We do have winter storm warnings posted for the majority of the viewing counties here in the tri-states, and we will be looking for inclement weather conditions to begin after midnight tonight and last on into the day on Sunday. Our far most eastern viewing counties, you have a freezing rain advisory in effect for Cass, Morgan, and Scott from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Outside of that, let's talk about what's going to go on here. We're looking at our first problem being ice. Freezing rain will develop later on tonight after midnight. By tomorrow morning, should be over much of the southeastern half of the viewing area, if not further north than that. We'll see sleet to the north as we go through the afternoon. In the evening tomorrow night, we're going to look for it to be freezing rain, some rain at times, some sleet, eventually transitioning late Saturday night over to all snow before winding down later on Sunday. But for now, our big problem tomorrow, late tonight into tomorrow, is 1/10 of an inch to 3/10 of an inch of accumulation of ice on area roads. As we head through the day tomorrow, travel will be very poor. I would recommend staying home tomorrow if you can. If you have to get out, use lots of caution. The first punch of the storm will be the ice. The second punch will be the accumulating snow on the backside of it as we head through Saturday night into Sunday. We'll talk some totals coming up here in a couple of minutes. 31 degrees right now in Quincy, 28 in Keokuk, 28 in Fort Madison, 32 in Hannibal. That freezing line is going to be scooching back and forth across the tri-states for the next 36 hours. It's going to make my job very, very cumbersome because depending on where that freezing line is, that's going to dictate what kind of precipitation you see. The going idea right now is waves of freezing rain, maybe giving way to a little rain, back to freezing rain and some sleet, and then finally transitioning over to snow late Saturday night into Sunday. 31 degrees is where we stand right now here in Quincy with fog outside. The winds are light out of the west-northwest near 10 miles an hour. We got up to 51 degrees today, but that was just after midnight, somewhere closer to 2 or 3 o'clock this morning, I believe. Our low was 31 degrees, and that was this afternoon. So temperatures are a little bit twisted backwards. As we go on through the period, though, that 31-degree mark is where we're going to be for much of the next couple of days. Temperatures are much colder today than they were yesterday. We have readings back into the 60s, springtime ongoing across much of the deep south. They even have some severe weather down towards Mississippi, where they had a tornado, I believe, on the ground near Jackson, Mississippi in the last few hours. Further back up to the north, you run into that very cold Arctic air across much of the northern tier of states. So here is the weather maker that we're looking at that's going to eject out of the southwest into our region as we go through the next 12 to 24 hours. It's already bringing a little bit of an ice storm down over Oklahoma, and they have freezing rain ongoing there with some sleet. Further north, nothing but the clouds for now, but the track of that system is going to pull all that moisture right up over the cold air here across the tri-states, and there is our problem. We're talking about a perfect setup for freezing rain as we head through late tonight in through the day tomorrow. The maps begin to paint it out here as we go on into daybreak tomorrow morning across the southwestern half of the tri-states. Eventually you get some sleet and snow building on the northern portion of the viewing area, more freezing rain across Quincy and Hannibal back down towards Pittsfield, and then as we go into the wee hours of Sunday morning, enough cold air works in to change it over to snow, and we are going to be looking at some accumulation of snow as well. So as far as those snowfall totals, the heaviest axis will be up to the north and west. I do believe we'll see anywhere from 1 to 4 inches from Pittsfield up to Quincy and Macomb, but northwest of that line, we're looking at 3 to 6 inches of some sleet and snow accumulating total by the time we roll on into Sunday afternoon. For tonight, freezing rain develops after midnight. 28 degrees ought to do it for an overnight low. Then as we move on through the day tomorrow, freezing rain, some sleet out there as well. Travel is not recommended. It's going to be a big mess out there across a good chunk of the viewing area. Your Illinois Signal 7-day forecast will show more freezing rain and sleet for tomorrow night. We'll go with accumulating ice totals once again, 1/4 of an inch possible for much of the area as we head through Saturday night. Then we turn it over to snow. 1 to 4 inches total across Hannibal, Quincy, Pittsfield, back on up towards Meridosha and out towards Macomb. The further northwest you go of Quincy and Hannibal, say up towards Keokuk, out to Kirksville, back down towards, say, Macon, that's where you run into 3 to 6 inches of sleet and snow total as we head on into Sunday. And then cold air rushes in for Monday. Overnight lows on Tuesday morning below 0. And for Wednesday, Christmas Day, how about a little light snow? top it all off. How about that?
Well, considering that we're going to have the whole book thrown at us on the first day of winter, what are we going to do?
It is typical winter weather here in the Tri-States. Get ready.
All right, thanks, Mike. And Chris Dewar, you're probably going to